So if you don't structure what the priorities are, you don't have a checklist for the priorities, you don't have a metric to give you incentives to keep on those priorities, well, you got nothing to look at except yourself or why it's not producing the results you want. For many years, 48 plus years actually, I've developed a series of habits that have helped me fulfill the dreams that I've had in my life. Some of them I'd like to share with you. I want to give you, I won't say that this is the only set of habits that I've had because they've evolved over the years, but they are things that you can do that can help you unquestionably. There are many, many teachers out there with a list of things that you might do as a daily ritual, and many of them are very useful. I can't say that you want to be locked into any one set, my set or anybody else's set. You need to find what is natural for you. First, I want to say that some people have very different hours than other people. I know a very successful actress that is goes to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning and gets up midday and has a completely different ritual. I also know a very successful business person that's up at 4 o'clock when they're going to bed, somebody else is getting up. So I don't want to say that it's mandatory that you have a certain pattern. Very successful doctor that was a mentor of mine had a late morning ritual and went to bed early in the morning also. So I just want to say that each person has their own time clock. There are biological rhythms. There is the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the hypothalamus that is involved in circadian rhythms that ideally we could benefit by. But if you normalize your clock consistently in a certain pattern, your body will adapt. So ideally, it may be wise to get up early and go to bed early, but that's not always the case for each person. Some people are morning and some people are afternoon people. So I just want to say, whatever the time frame is, there are certain things that you could do that could start your day. And I'll give you a variety of them that I found that helpful to me and things that I've seen helpful to some of the clients I have and colleagues that I've known. First of all, I do believe that when I do arise, I do love going through my head on a series of internal dialogues. And I have a set of dialogues that I've had since I was 17. And there are some that have evolved and that have achieved and now have evolved further into new sets. But it's no harm to have a dialogue inside your head. Some people have called them affirmations. Some people call them quotations to recite. Some people call them internal dialogues. The word affirmation is not just positive statements. I'm not a promoter of just positive fantasy statements. But affirmation means to make firm in one's mind, a condition of firmness in one's mind. So I do believe that having a statement that is deeply meaningful, that is inspiring to you, sort of a checkup from the neck up to start your day, I have found it very productive. I have a series of them. I get up in the morning and I say to myself that I'm a master of persistence. I do whatever it takes. And I do what I love and I love what I do. And I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have before me on a blessed appreciation each day. And I have a series of things. You know, I've said for many years that I'm a multimillionaire money magnet. I have many different statements that are true today. All of those are realities today, the ones that I've been saying. Now, to say that that affirmation is the only thing that made it come true is not true, but the affirmation is a statement about how I want my life, that my life demonstrates I'm committed to taking actions on. So if you're going to make statements to yourself in the morning, make sure that they are truly aligned with what you value most and that your life is demonstrating concerted effort and incremental momentum building actions that are leading to that outcome. Or otherwise you're going to internally conflict with yourself and kind of have a BS meter go off and say, that's not it. So, but I do say that in the morning. I do have a ritual that I do. And I also think about from what the night before, I document the things I had the opportunity to do, which I call my gratitude journal. And because I've done that towards the end of the night, I wake up with that on my mind and they're pretty fresh. So I can be thinking about the things I'm grateful for. the business opportunities, the people I got to meet, the interviews that I've gotten the opportunity to do, the clients I've gotten to work with, the income generating opportunities, business opportunities, celebrity I've gotten to work with, things I've gotten to do with my family. Last night, I got an opportunity to have a birthday dinner, which was lovely. But going through and documenting exactly what it is that you get to do each night and waking up with that and kind of going through and thinking about what you're grateful for and having your internal dialogue, I think has merit. I've been doing it all these years, and I think it has merit because it aligns me with what I'm committed to, and it reminds me of it, even though I don't need really a reminder. It's something I do every day anyway. I delegate pretty well everything other than what I'm focused on. But I do believe that that's impactful because the reality is that those statements are all real today. They're all what my life is demonstrating. So I do believe that saying statements to yourself in the morning can be useful. Paul Bragg taught me when I was 17 that what you think about, what you visualize, what you affirm, what you feel, and what you take actions on every single day does make a difference. It determines sort of your destiny. And I've said many times, the hierarchy of your values dictates your destiny. And so if you're stating something about how you want your life that matches what you value most, and the statements are congruent with that, and they're not polarized and fantasized, I'm always happy, I'm never sad. Those are fantasies. But whether I'm happy or sad, whether I'm supported or challenged, whether I'm attract opportunities or threats, I know that both of them are synchronously balanced and guiding me to the authentic self. If I say things that are reminders about how I want my life and how I can achieve life, great. You can state that I'm at the right place at the right time to make the right deals, that I stick to priority, and I prioritize my daily life and delegate all things that are uninspiring. I fill my day with inspiring actions. You might as well do it. I have in my book that's right next to me here, probably a 29-page internal dialogue that I run through and read periodically. And I just love going through it in my mind. It's how I wanted my life to be. If you don't fill your day with high priority actions that inspire you, it's going to fill up with low priority distractions that don't. So starting your day with a reminder of exactly how you want your life, how you want to live, the priorities you want to do, and check up from the neck up. Or you can get up and you can actually type them all out, and you can go through and read that checklist. Not just a general checklist, but the highest priority actions that you've proven that work, and having that as a reminder. When I was in practice many years ago, 39 years ago now, I had a daily checklist, and I would read it in the morning and I would read it in the evening. And anything I didn't get done, I would look at why. Is it not linked to my highest values? Am I not really committed to it? And if I was not committed to it, I'd link it to the values, or I'd delegate it. If I'm not doing it, I'd delegate it, or I'd link it. Either go and do what you love through delegation, or go love what you do through linking, I found. But having a checklist is also a great thing to have. You wouldn't want to go fly a plane without a checklist. You wouldn't want to fly your life in a day without a checklist. You might as well start the day with a checklist. But I'm a firm believer of having an internal dialogue. It can be useful, and making sure it's clear. And of course, while you're saying it, look and see it in your mind's eye. There's no harm in having a visual board, as a vision board, as they used to talk about in The Secret. There's no harm in having a visual book. I don't have a vision board. I have a vision book. And the book has pictures all through it about how I want my life that are come true. They're all real today, that pretty well I've set out for over all these years. So I'm a firm believer that utilizing your brain, your thoughts, your vision, your internal dialogue, your feelings, they all help. Now, there are polarized emotional feelings, and there are synthesized feelings. And the synthesized feelings, which is gratitude, love, inspiration, enthusiasm, certainty, and presence, those feelings have a higher probability of aligning congruently with what you value most. So I make sure when I get up, I go through it, and I kind of love getting my gratitude tier to make sure I'm grateful and that I'm inspired by what I'm focused on. And so seeing what you would love to do, saying what it is you'd love to do, thinking of what the priorities are, and going into state of gratitude and thinking about what is the highest priority thing. After a while, I've done it so many times, I know what the highest priorities are, and sticking to the highest priorities is going to increase your momentum, your energy levels, your vitality. And this morning I got up right out of the bed and I started doing push-ups, and I did 132 push-ups. And then I went jogged for about just about at the 4-mile mark. And then I came back and showered, and here I am now getting to do this. But before I got up about 5 minutes before I was to hit the push-ups, but I did that exercise. I visualized what it is. I internally dialogued with myself, and I thought about my day and thought about the priorities. I knew some of the things that I was going to be having on my agenda. I thought through them, what would be the highest priority thing I could do to deliver. And I knew that I was getting ready to do some of this, the presentation on the daily wake-ups, and also during the day. But those are all very, very valuable things to do.